Hi folks. Well, I don't know about you guys, but one of the things that I'd really like to learn and to know is when I choose to go out on a day fishing, that whether that's a good day or not, for whatever reasons, if you knew information about that day, whether in fact it was going to be any good. So tomorrow is a day where on one of the charts that I look at, it's saying that it's going to be good fishing in the morning, in the middle of the day, and at night. So it's good fishing all day long. Very positive. So you've got moon and sunrise at the same time, you've got the moon and sunset at the same time, you've got the moon overhead in the middle of the day, you've got a 3.3 metre tide with a strong current coefficient, which is always good for fishing. You've got an outgoing tide, low tide in the middle of the day, so it's going to be fine, good weather. You know, it's November, so theoretically it should be an incredible day. I haven't seen things lined up like that for a long time. So it will be interesting to go out. We'll just go on a bit of a circuit around and just see what life's going on out there. Expecting a great day, but you just never know. Just to contrast that, Bill Hohepper's chart in the fishing magazine says that tomorrow's a bad day. So it will be interesting. And I guess we'll wait and see, and I'll get on with the video, and I'll try and just keep you informed as we're going along. So let's get on with it, I suppose. Yes, we're just heading down past the ha-has, and I'm a bit of a miss today to go maybe across the Coromandel. We're out searching for fish. Hasn't been a lot of intel saying where they are. There's some workups yesterday off outside the Noises, so we're just out there now and we're going to look around, and then if we don't see anything we'll head off to Coro and just see if we can pick something up. It's very hazy. I think there's a bit of smoke from Australia. Wow, look at this. We're just following a group of dolphins here, just seeing where they're going. They're not really going anywhere particular. They're just cruising around in front of the boat. Wow. Very nice. Being very friendly to us. We want them to take us to where the fish are. But they might do it. Hi, mate. Wow. Incredible. They quite like me going slow. Wow, speed, man. Just so graceful. Well, we're out here past the Noises, just right hand side of the cable corner. It's a beautiful day. We're in a patch of, there's birds, there's gannets around, there's a lot of dolphins here. They're just cruising around, they're not feeding very vigorously, gradually making their way out. There's quite a few people here today fishing around. I'm not seeing much action, it's very spread out. But there are a lot of dolphins hanging about, sitting about, diving around every now and again, swimming, etc. But I think what we're going to plan to do is just go a bit further out, try and just get away from the boats. Definitely something happening, you know, past Rakino, between Rakino and Turi, bits and pieces, but maybe later on. But there's a reasonable amount of activity. Which is what I expected to see with all the pointers, but let's just see whether we actually get into any decent fish, so keep you up to date. Mark and I just went over to a few birds that had been working, but they've stopped and they're just sitting on the surface at the moment, but we've just stopped and thrown the lines over just to have a bit of a prospect, and sure enough I've picked something up. So I'm using the new Spinder rod here. I said I'd get one, and I have got one. Nice blue colour. It's got very soft tips, so it's very good for small hooks and soft mouths. So I've put my Stratic 4000 on this, and it'll be a good setup. Mark had someone bite his line, but so just a few gannets sitting around on the surface. You can see it's beautiful weather. It's glassy as far as you can see. It's amazingly flat. Our dolphins are here and there all round. My fish is coming up sideways, so he seems bigger than he is because he's got the 2 hooks in him. But he's not a big fish, but he is a keeper, and because it's so deep, his bottom has come out, so that's not good. We'll be keeping him for sure. Get him on board. Picked up another fish. We're just drift fishing at the moment, just watching everything to see where the birds are going. There's little workups here and there every now and again when the dolphins break the surface, but there's nothing lasting. So I'm just gonna watch and wait a little bit and perhaps still keep on heading out, but pull this guy in. Keep this guy too, he's got a little bit of his bottom coming out. He's definitely a keeper. Come on board. Yeah, it's good. Very good eating size actually. That's on the old weasel again. 40 gram weasel I think it is. Good snapper, quite deep here, 45 metres, so pretty well keeping all the fish you catch. Well, as you can see, we've kept on going right out to the Coromandel, and there's a whole lot of shearwaters around here on the water, so that's always a good sign. So we'll just fish around here and prospect a little bit, see if we can locate some fish. So there's no guarantee, there's no real workups, but we'll give it a go. He's been fishing away here and we stopped. We're out, as you can see, near the Coromandel, but he's got a good fish. It's the old prawn, sinker on top of the circle hook. Get your line down to the bottom, you know it's on the bottom, and it gets less tangled. If you have a trace, it can wind around the line, so that's a good fish to keep. There you go. The wind's just starting to come in from the northeast, very light, but not much activity out here. It's not a big deal. I thought it might have been happening out here, given all the pointers today, but out here at the moment, it's very quiet. Mike's got another fish. We're just on a slow drift. So it seems to be baits. They're going for the bait today, same as the last one. A bit of a school about that size, so really good eating fish. 35, 40, something like that. Very good mark. Well, that's working all right, isn't it, with the sinker above the hook like that?
Working very well actually.
No
much
tangles.
better than the other one.
Yeah. Now I've picked up a good fish here. He's definitely a much bigger fish. Haven't had a boy like this one. He's picked the rod that's a good rod, so nice, strong. Got the 90 gram knife jig on here and stronger braid, so it can handle a bigger fish. He seems to be coming up all right at the moment. He's given up on his little escapade. So we're in a place called the Patience Bank. We generally just drift fish over this unless there's any action around. Fish are grazing all the time. So this boy's got, whoa, he's got some serious takeoffs every now and again. He's got some grunt. Definitely got some grunt. So get, whoa, that's, I think he's a snapper, but man, when he can put the power on. Mark, can you get me that net ready, please? I think it's just a big snapper. Yeah, when he wants, whoa, listen to that, man. He wants to go. He goes like a kingfish when he wants to go. You know? You over? Is your line out?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Wow.
Like that's a real big turn of power. And then he gives up.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, snapper can do that. I think he's just a big snapper. Big donkey snapper. Whoa, those head shakes, man. This lure, this 90 gram jig, is really good. It's bigger snapper. Coming up yet, but gives away, like snapper do that, they give away and then they get their mojo back and they have another big go. Shall I tell you? Oh yeah, I'll tell you when he's... Watch your feet there, Mark. All those rods. tire him out a little bit more. Man, he's giving up a little bit now. I think the air's getting to him, which means that, whoop, he's coming up way over there underneath the boat. Here's this, oh, he's hit the bottom of the boat. It is a snapper.
Yeah, biggie.
It's a biggie. He is a big boy. Woo! Yeah, no wonder he had those head shakes, man.
Wow, look at that. Holy shit, he's a monster, John. Jesus. Look at, oh, boy, he's big. That's a world record, John.
Better get him in the bin there.
Okay, get rid of some stuff here.
Now just hop in the bin quietly, please.
He's a monster. He's a fucking monster.
He's a bleeping monster.
He is bleeping. That's the word bleep. Whoa.
Down. Whoa, boy.
Sit. Whoa.
Well, now, what was he caught on? Yep, it's come out. So, there it is.
That is amazing. He's going
90
back.
gram life jig, so
He's going back, is he?
it's all still intact. So, yeah, we'll... Oh, hey. We're going to put him back, so... I don't know, how long is he? Oh, he's about
It's a whole
65 or something, yeah. Okay.
Wow, that's
All right.
impressive, John.
Mate, I'm just trying to put you back. You cut my finger. Okay.
I'll bring the sharks in.
I've got him around the wrong way, I suppose. But, oh well. He's not mucking around. Whoa. Well, that was a big fish. That makes the trip out here worth it to catch something like that. He was a good fish. He must have been, I don't know, 10 or 12 pound, I suppose. Just starting to get that big knob on his head.
Wow.
But he's back, so we'll keep fishing and see if we can get some eaters. It's got a strike here. We're just still drifting along the same drift. You can see the coromandel in the background there. A little bit of breeze from the northeast starting, but just put that big snapper back, and now Mark's got a mid-sized one, I think, coming up. Could be a good keeper. There's no bird activity out here, no dolphins. It's very quiet. We're a lot closer in, a few 5 miles maybe out from Rakino, Turi. Very sporadic, spread all over the place. No real concentration. Dolphins have been very lazy, just cruising around. There he comes. You can see him down there. There's a lot of plankton in the water today. Oh, he's a good fish, Mark. He's a great eating fish. Good eating snapper. Bait's going well today. Very good. Excellent fish for eating it. That size, fantastic. It's about 40 or something. Really good. Oops, we've got a fish here. So he's not a big fish, but he's a fish. It's on the knife jig again. 90 gram knife jig. Pink and Lumo sort of striped. Definitely seems to be popular with the snapper. And I put it on because it's heavier, so it gets down quicker. It's not so affected by current, and the bigger snapper seems to go for it, and kingfish also, so that's why we use that one. This should be an eating snapper. There's all those bubbles coming out, as you can see there, and we just stop about 10-20 feet. Gets a lot of air out of them, and then after they've done most of that, you can pull them up. He's not as big as I thought he was actually, but he'll still be a keeper if we decide to keep him. Max had a good fish going on here, so we're just slowly drifting and picking up the odd fish every 5 minutes, like you do on a drift. So he's using prawn with a circle hook and about a 3-ounce sinker right on top of the hook. We're moving very slowly out of the Gulf, very slowly, because it's very calm. Does it feel like a snapper?
Yeah.
There he is, we can see him. He's coming up around doing his circle trip. Oh yeah, another good fish. Good table fish. Very good, mate. God, they're going for the old prawn today, aren't they?
Yeah.
Enjoying it. Very good. So still no workups out here, no birds. Can't see anything out here happening. It was all closer in, so maybe that's a sign of the fish moving closer in as they do for January, but it's still early days. It is November after all. This guy's got the 2 hook going on, so that's slowed him up a lot. Just while we're out here fishing and everything's set up, sometimes on your boat you'll get something that actually doesn't work very well, so I've just decided, well, if I can't get it changed, or maybe it's too expensive to make something out of stainless steel and do the whole thing, you can just make it out of wood if you want to and paint it up and have it work how you want it to work. So that's what I've done with my bait board, so I'll just show you here. So this bait board here I've just made from plywood and bits of timber, and I've stuck the soft bait rod to go on the side, and you just dig it out. The bait board for here actually came forward and it was a bit of a nuisance. It protruded into the room, so I've made this so that it goes the other side of the main back stay, and we just put this plastic insert that was in my original tray in it, and it's worked fine. Every now and again you've got to give it a paint up, and I've got a couple of bolts on the side where I can actually stick something like that if I want to stick my knives in there, keep them out of the way. So just with a drain pipe, so you can do all sorts of stuff yourself. You're not limited if you use wood. You just paint it and it lasts fine. So yeah, I just thought I'd show that example anyway. And I've done it for other things as well, but that was just a simple solution. Wow, there's a little barrier, and we are out at one of our good spots at the Squiggles. We've been here 5-10 minutes, nothing's happening yet, so it feels a bit dead out here too. So while the day had all the pointers, there's not much happening out here. There's the odd gannet flying around, but there's just no activity. So we'll give it a drift for half an hour, and then we'll head off back in and see what happens going in this way back into the Gulf. Well, just after that, I've managed to pick up a fish, and it doesn't really know what's going on. But he's got a bit of boogie when he wants to have it, so he's going to be a good fish, I'd say. It's the knife jig again. I think I just was starting to work it a little bit, and that made the difference. We're not seeing anything on the bottom. We did see a lot of sign at one stage, but nothing happened. Now we're back to no sign, but picked up a fish, so we're down at 50 metres here, so it's quite deep, but this is a good fish. He'll be staying, that's for sure. He's starting to give up a little bit. Yes, I can see him. He's got that snappery colour. Yeah, he's a good fish. He'll be an excellent.
Oh, good size, John. Good.
Excellent table fish. It's quite heavy actually.
Good. Well done.
So that's on the knife jig again. 2 little hooks. He wasn't going to get away at all.
34.
Yeah, he might be 35 actually. Yeah, 34, 35. It's good eating. Well, we're just on our way home, but we've just seen this bit of a workup going on, so dolphins, gannets. So I guess we'll just cruise through it and see if we pick up anything. I think it's all over, but we'll see if there's any debris. We just stopped because there's a workup and some dolphins, so we're not seeing any sign on the bottom, so it may just be a fleeting thing, but you never know. You give it a go, might pick up something. But unfortunately the wind is just pushing us along a bit too quick, so we can't keep everything on the bottom very easily, which is of concern. but we've got to head home because we're late enough. We've done a pretty big circuit today. We've gone way out and way round. It hasn't been the busy day that I thought it would be. I think it's been busier in closer rather than out, so maybe the fish are moving in closer. But it's been very sporadic and small, but I've just picked up a fish. So there are fish here, looks like.
Good size.
It felt like quite a good take. Yeah, he feels like he's a good fish. We've got the current to deal with, of course. He's not pulling any string, he's just resisting, so. He's got a lot of current drag.
That for I fell into the pit down there.
This is not like a normal fish. It's no bobbing, no nothing. It's just drag. So it must be coming up sideways, or it's something else. Keep it away from the drag. Oh, it's doing the old. It's a little snapper doing the cartwheel trick. Well, yeah, that was pretty well it. There wasn't anything there. You can see Terry in the background, so we just carried on watching the bottom as I went along, really, hoping to see some sign. Oh, Mark's got a bit of a bender on. We just stopped and through the line over I saw a bit of sign, and Mark seemed to have picked something up.
Not leprosy.
And not leprosy. Whoa, let's see. Looks like a deep sea fishing. Oh, it'll be interesting to see what we've got. No head nods yet, just pulling, eh?
Yeah, there was a couple of nods before. It could be a big snapper.
Could be. Oh well, let's see what happens. Now this fish is going way up the back, up high, which means that possibly we are dragging it because the wind and the current is pulling us along, and we're pulling the fish quite a lot, so it's a bit unnatural really. But it could be a kahawai or something going up to the surface. He's going down deeper now though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, so... Oh, I saw a bit of white. He's coming in sideways. It looks like a long... Ooh, what is it? Long fish? No, it's a snapper, all right.
Okay.
Good. Look at that. Very good snapper, Mark.
Bucket, John.
Eh?
I'm keeping this bucket.
Wow, what a good fish. Well, he was a solid fish, wasn't he? Made it a lot harder with all the dragging, I suppose. See if we can flip him out of the box as well.
He's just gone through the lip there.
Wow. There's a good hook up though, because it's through his... Well, he's a good 55 something, isn't he? 50. Good sized fish. Well, that was a surprise.
Was he?
Well, it's worth stopping there.
Yep. And he's staying.
And he's staying. Okay. He stays. Well, after Mark caught that great fish, we just went back and thought we'd do another run through that area. We've got a bit of a problem with this. The wind is just picking up and we're travelling too fast, but I just put this orange slider down, and it's picked up something as soon as it hit the bottom. Once again, you just got to be on the bottom. And I'd say that it's a nice eating snapper. There's definitely quite a bit of sign just through this area, so we're just doing some runs through it, but that's where you need a bigger drogue. I've got an 18-foot boat with a 7-foot drogue. I really need a 10 or a 12-foot drogue, so that in situations like this, you can really slow yourself down. Must be able to see him. Ah, yes, I can see him now. There's a snapper. Okay, matey. The old red. Very
good size snapper,
heavy
John.
slider. Oh, yeah, he's just a good size. He's just a good eater.
Beautiful. Yeah.
He's well hooked, so I'll bring him on board.
Nice size.
Dangerous. So he's on orange slider. That's a skirt from Caveman. That's one of my slider heads, but which is quite heavy. It's about 140, 150, and we definitely need that now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
But he's too hooked up there. He ain't getting away. Well, after that, Mark's got another fish too. So this little area has proved to be quite good, middle of nowhere. just saw the sign and stopped, and he's pulling another fish in. In fact, if it was, we weren't travelling so fast, we'd be doing be a lot easier and a lot better, but doesn't matter, we're doing okay. Well, that actually proved to be the end of the day for us, so we just trucked off home. So I guess at the end of the day, not conclusive, as I said in the beginning. There were a lot of pointers there saying it was going to be fantastic. There was quite a lot of life. We obviously went out of OBC and we went this way actually, out through here, and we couldn't see anything through the gaps here of any activity because there had been a lot of activity here in the previous couple of weeks. But we thought we'd go this way because we were going to track right across, and we didn't see many boats, maybe just a bit far away, and it was very hazy, sort of smoky. But once we got out to here, we could see across, and there were boats milling around here, very, very much spread out, and it was super calm. So there were quite a lot of dolphins moving around, but they weren't doing much. I actually think that probably the pilchard had been hammered so much and the anchovies over the previous 3 weeks that they'd all been dispersed or eaten, and there were only little pockets of ones and twos, and the dolphins would find them, the birds would dive, and then it would be all over and they'd move on. So that sort of thing I think was going on. So we decided, because no one seemed to be catching much, we decided then to truck on out, right out to about here, and that's where we were just drifting through here, Patience Bank, all around here. And I got that one good fish, and we got a few others. Still slowed down a bit. No life at all. No life looking up here. No life looking further out. No gannets around. We went across to the squiggles over here, where we've always done well, and usually there's some life somewhere, but there was once again just absolutely dead. So then we came on back through this way. And it seems to be when we stopped, we saw some sign about here actually, a bit further out from the morning. No birds or anything, but some sign there. So maybe a bit of the fish had moved out a bit, not feeding on bait fit necessarily, but just hanging around there in that middle area. So had the wind been better or the tide not been so strong, we would have done well there, but you did have to find where they were. Once we came back through here, it had quietened off, and we just went our run home. So once again, inconclusive, really. Activity in the morning, perhaps summertime coming, middle of the day goes a bit quiet. It's sort of morning, afternoon bites. So there was activity, but it died down quite quickly, and then we saw nothing right out. So sort of follows that theory of as the summer comes on and things heat up, the fish start moving into the shallows and into the harbours and interested in spawning. They've probably done their first lot already. This video, we were out, this day was the 26th of November. So it's starting to get late. So maybe, things are just getting a little bit over and just changing into the summer mode. So start thinking about fishing more to your feet and reducing the size of baits and not travelling so far. So let's hope that happens. That would be good. I went out again a week later, and a lot of activity was actually around here off Rangi. Lots of small fish, very busy. This was about the 4th of December. Very busy with little fish. You had to work to pick up something of decent size, but quite a lot of activity for most of the day all through this area here. So meaning that the fish seemed to be, or they were anchovies they were feeding on, so there'd been some in here, and all the fish were moving closer in. So let's hope that continues to happen. All right, this video is over, so we'll see you next time.